I don't know what it is, guys. I just don't know what it is. But man, I almost fell asleep within this entire episode. You know, Basumen Gachi Fighter. So pretty much this guy is ugly. That's just pretty much the premise of the story. Now this guy is ugly and he's OP as fuck. And the only one who really knows is this blonde girl. And like just the whole story was so powerful in the beginning. He's ugly, and every goddamn show, the superhero is good looking, or the guy's OP. Either that, or they have some type of ability or sad story, and the guy becomes some type of anti-hero. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Or he's just dark as fuck and cool as fuck, like a Batman, if you will. But the spell is just not working anymore. It's just not. And I just don't know how much more I can put up with this anime. I tried. I really did try. This anime, like I said, came out swinging pretty strong. It gave hope to all the ugly guys, and it has really strong messages in every single episode so far. Like fighting anxiety, or not having to be perfect. Becoming good-hearted. Helping one another, becoming friends, becoming more trusting. But I'm just not feeling it anymore. Of course, I'm not gonna drop it. I'm gonna keep watching it, but I don't know, man. I just don't want to shit on this anime too badly, because, like I said, there's really good messages, and maybe one of those messages is exactly what you guys needed. It is exactly what you needed in life. It's like, perfect time, perfect place for someone out there. So like I said, it's like you don't really want to trash on a certain media, and then the person who really needed to see it didn't get to see it because everyone else was just berating it. Everyone else was downrating it. And this is one of those animes where, yeah, it's not that great. It's not perfect. The animation is just, it's pretty subpar. Well, it's pretty average. It's average. I don't really see anything weird about the animation. It looks pretty normal. But the storyline is just dragging and dragging, and like the ugly part is just it's run its course. It's made its point. And honestly, I really wanted to focus more on, him as a person, and his ugliness. But I think, it's already peaked. The anime's already peaked, and I just don't see this really getting any better or anything surprising happening. It's just one of those animes where it's probably gonna be forgotten, buried within the thousands of other animes out there that are coming out. But like I said, who knows? Maybe someone will come across it and be like, damn, this shit was actually what I needed, Because let's be honest with ourselves. Not everyone's gonna be good looking. Not everyone is gonna like how they look. And this anime is showing that some of that shit doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? If you actually put effort, you will find good people. You will find people who actually vibe with you. People who understand you. So yeah. It's just one of those things where I'm like, damn. This was something good. This is really niche. but I think it's just too ahead of its time, too ahead of the curve. And honestly, there's another anime that's probably doing a better job. But that's the thing. That's the thing, though. You don't get this a lot for guys. You know what I'm saying? You don't. This topic isn't pushed out there for guys. It's mostly pushed more for gals. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you see like an ugly chick, they're gonna be like, "Oh no, you're perfect, queen." You know, blah blah blah, this and that. You know, there's gonna be simps out there willing to pedestalize them. But for guys, a lot of guys will just be forgotten, you know. And I think it's just the sad, sad tragedy of life. It really is. You know, no one's gonna feel bad for you. No one's gonna give two shits about you. And the only person who's gonna really give a shit is yourself. And it's gonna take a lot of balls, a lot of, you know, you're gonna have to suffer in order to finally find out that you're the only one who should just give a shit and not give a fuck about what other people think. And then work on yourself, better yourself, whether it's a skill, going to the gym, you know, doing something that you like, something that you enjoy. Because you know what? We don't have a lot of time on this earth to give two shits about what everybody else thinks or even what your family thinks. Go out there and enjoy the world. No matter if the world points and laughs at you, you only got one life, damn it. You only got so much time to use it. And I get it. Yeah, it sucks feeling ugly. It sucks being that person. But you don't got time to worry about that. Everybody else, if they care, it's like, bro, they're putting so much effort into caring about you. It should honestly make you feel great. You know, they're finally noticing how ugly you are. They're finally noticing that you're not part of the litter of average. You're part of the league of ugliness. Like, it's just fantastic, is it not? And let's be honest here, guys. A lot of people are fucking ugly, man. I've noticed it. I've noticed a lot. You know, if you watch these real live streams where you watch people walk around, they're just walking around. You know, there's like a camera, like in a corner of a city, and they turn it on. And if you actually like notice, you zoom in into the people. A lot of people are just fucking average, and in a lot of cases, they're fucking ugly. You know, being pretty, you know, being handsome, all this shit is actually niched. You know why we think it's actually normal? It's because they push it in the media. They push it in the, you know, in the movies. They push it everywhere. They push it on TikTok. They push it on YouTube. They push it, and it just bombards you, and you think that this is the norm. No, guys, being handsome, being pretty is not the norm. Being fucking average and ugly is actually pretty fucking normal. But you don't got time for that. You don't got time to worry about that. You just want to focus on yourself, get better, build a skill, get a great hobby, vibe with people who actually vibe with you and actually, you know, they just don't give two shits about how you look.